Ah, Good morning, colleagues. Something a little bit different today because there's been a few conversations that I've been having with colleagues and parents and things that I've been reading online as well quite recently about cognitive decline regarding the use of technology, in particular AI. And I just want to sort of have a bit of thinking time and share some of that thinking time with you. And it comes from one of the things that I really liked. Some of you were around when Dylan William came to the school, and one of the phrases that really stuck with me was he said that learning is the remnants of hard thinking. Now, I think that's related to a John Dewey quote. When it comes to when we what we really need to focus on when we're planning our learning episodes and things like this is is what, not necessarily what the students are learning, but what are they thinking about. And I think it's the same when it comes to technology as well. For me, technology is a spectrum that goes from, and in fact, if I could draw a line that wrapped around, I would wrap it around. You have different types of analog technology, and you have different types of digital technology. Analogs, we could be talking about books, paper, post-it notes, whiteboards, and from a digital side of things, you could be talking about iPads, or students doing podcasts or things like this. Even if you think about it, I always think about audio books in terms of, if I'm listening to an audio book or reading the book, what different types of my parts of my brain does that sort of activate? Really, though, underneath all of this, the foundation should be our thinking. So, how do we make our thinking, and if we think about this actually as the letter T, how do we make that thinking as deep as possible? Cal Newport calls it deep work, because if we are thinking hard or working hard or making our brain work hard, exercising our brain, then I do think the remnants of that, the learning that's locked in during our sleep, will be more efficient. What we call the fire and wire in terms of the brain chemistry. So, really, rather than talking about tech free um, or banning technology, it should be a debate about the thinking. Does the technology make our thinking deep? Uh, Now, that technology could be books or post-it notes or using whiteboards. It could even be a Harkness table. All of these things are forms of technology, and over history, these forms of technology have been introduced into our society, and we have adapted and started to use them. So, um, a reframing needs to occur in terms of technology, in that we could have an area. Imagine if you're walking in the library and you could have an analog rich zone in the library to promote deep thinking. So, all of the books that we have in the library, all of the areas where we can sit down with each other and discuss things, that would be an analog rich area that promotes the thinking. And then you could maybe walk through to the library into a different part of the library where it's a digital rich area. And a digital rich area could be green screen, it could be podcasting content, it could be a large screen that you can rotate into a particular audio orientation if you're doing coding and you wanted to see it from that perspective. So I think we need to start to think about, or certainly it's something that I've been thinking about lately, is that spectrum of technology, which includes analog. So it's not a digital free zone, it's a zone that promotes deep thinking and monotasking rather than multitasking, monotasking from a thinking perspective. Yeah, so thank you for listening to me today. It's been very different in terms of it's just an exploration of some of my thinking around technology and the spectrum of technology that we have available in our lives. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.